biggest piece about any of the social media stuff and marketing yourself, I think, is you really have to be yourself. I like to have fun and be silly and poke fun at myself and the stereotypical realtor vibes. I like that. Some people do not like that, and I get the comments, but I love them. If you don't want to do the silly dance videos, don't do the dance videos. If you like giving information that you read in an article, do that. But do whatever is true to you, because I think that's what people can relate to and they like, and they can tell when you're phoning it in on these silly videos or if you're not into it.
Welcome to a new episode of Real Estate vs. Technology Unleashed, when we can just go into anything and everything about real estate technology and how our guests are really growing their business. Today, we're going to go into Orange County area, and we're going to talk to someone who's 14 years experience, top performing real estate professional, crushing it with social media. And before we got on air, she said, you know what, I'm kind of going back to the basics and doing some things with mailers. So we're going to get into some traditional ways of marketing and some new technology ways of marketing, of course, social media and putting out content and what could you be filming. And we were just talking before we got on air about the weather. It was getting cooler. Now it's getting hotter. Jackie, welcome to Real Estate vs. Technology. Excited to have you on the show today.
So excited to be here.
Let's
Thanks
go.
for having me today.
Of course. Yeah, the team's I think this would be a great guest for us. And so let's make it happen. It's one of those mornings where it's got the daughter to school a little later. And then it was today, I got one online, one in person, but we're going to make it happen.
You're going to crush it. You're going to kill it.
Appreciate you. So 14 years in the business, been doing amazing on social media. I see your Instagram and then Remax, which is awesome. And so let's get into your story and what was the catalyst getting into real estate for anyone out there who maybe stumbles upon the episode for some intentions, stumbles upon the episode. They're like, is real estate for me? I don't know. And, they start watching our show today or listening to it and they find this may be the road that I want to go down. So what were you doing before you got into real estate and what was the catalyst getting into this industry?
So I was actually a PE teacher in Southern California. Yeah, I got my degree in kinesiology. I got my master's in education, which obviously I'm not using, so it's kind of a waste. But
real estate thing.
Yeah, whatever. So when we were buying one of our homes out in Laverne, which is LA County area, my future broker at the time, or not at the time, but before, he was like, hey, I think you might actually be good at this if you ever want to get your license. He's like, you have a spot at our office. And I was like, okay. I thought he was just trying to get the sale, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about it, and I love, back when it was really cool to go to new home builds and see the decor and get ideas. I love that stuff. And I used to run at night and you could see, it's kind of creepy, but I could see in people's houses and I love looking at their, I'm like, oh my God, I love how they styled that, bookcase. So I started thinking about it. And with teaching, I have summers off, weekends off. I'm done by 3. So I was like, why not just a little extra fun money? So I ended up getting my real estate license. I started working at my broker's office there. I was just doing, maybe, I don't know, 3 to 4 deals a year, but it was great. It was money we used for Disneyland and vacations. So, and my husband had a stable job. So once I was pregnant with my son, which was about 13 years ago almost. I was like, I'm going to take a maternity leave and just never come back. Cause I didn't love teaching, but I started making decent money in real estate. And because my husband has, steady income, benefits, all the things, I decided to go for it. So I did it, and I ended up having a great year. I would take my son in his little carrier, and I'd breastfeed in the car, and and it ended up being a really good year right out the gate. And I was like, maybe I could do this full time. So I ended up, I obviously no looking back, but that was it. Now I've been full time for 12 and a half years. So the first couple of years were part-time and now it's just full send.
Wow. Let's go. Talk about liftoff.
Yeah.
Monsters, liftoff agents. So talk about liftoff moment. For you, I feel like the teaching thing too, just because I know exactly where you're coming from. My wife was a teacher for about 16 years. She was a PE teacher as well.
No way.
It's the same degree as you, which is super crazy. It doesn't fall too far from the tree. And so, it's like, it's different, like working with someone who's excited, I can imagine, like, and you could relate, me or viewers and listeners, like you work with someone who's like excited to like buy their dream home. And then like you're
Totally.
excited. And then like my wife would like go to school and some kids would be excited. Some are just like, I got to be here and this sucks.
Totally. Totally. I mean, that is literally like the same exact thing. Like the kids didn't want to like work out. I love like sports and all that stuff. So like for me, I'm like, these kids, I don't understand this generation. Like,
Good.
maybe it's just like kids nowadays are lazy or whatever, but same
Mhm.
exact thing as your wife. Like there was no, like a couple kids loved me, but the rest of them were like, eh, you know?
Here, whatever. So
Yeah.
it's cool that you had that transition and you had the support of your husband. So it made it easier to like go in that direction and do that. And I'm sure your
Totally.
son too, like, baby, adorable, talking, point, right? You're like, oh yeah, just taking him with me. And
Yeah. I mean, I would never bring him to like a listing appointment, but the buyers that you see all the memes about it, right? Like the first meeting is like business suit, and then by the fourth you're in like sweatpants with your snacks, like. So I think that's like if I knew the client or they were like a friend or whatever, then I would be like, is it okay if I bring him? Like, I'm so sorry, and they'd be, of course, like not a big deal. So I try not to do that a lot, but that's like part of the beauty of being in real estate, your hours and building these relationships and being able to bring like, I mean, now he would just stay at home or stay in the car and watch his phone. But,
Yeah, of
I
course.
used to be able to like, okay, sit on the couch and we're going to do a quick lap, so it's like
Oh,
amazing that I could do that.
I love that. Good for you. And so when you transition, you're going into the world of real estate. Like, so I can imagine you took the offer, and then went underneath that broker. And then how did you navigate even the beginning standpoint of like, how are you marketing? Who are you marketing to? Like, what does your schedule look like? How did you kind of get into a groove?
Um, well, I mean, obviously, like my son's like napping schedule. So like he was napping a couple times a day. So I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do emails, whatever. And honestly, in the beginning, it was just friends and family, and it
Okay.
was letting people know because I've ever heard. I think it's the silent, or you can't be like the secret agent or whatever it is. Like you got to let people know what you're doing. So
Uh,
initially, I put like a thing out, like, "Oh my God, so excited! I just got my license. If anybody needs help," and
let's go.
I really think it was like a couple friends and family. And then from there, it was like, honestly, I don't know if it's luck or whatever. I always did a great job for my clients and family friends, but I think word of mouth was like how I really took off.
Hmm.
I've done marketing and I've done mailers and I've done all those things. And the town that I lived in Laverne was pretty small. So neighbors and things like that. I always do. And even now today, I have to pass out my little Halloween treat things with my card and a little bag of candy. So I always did like neighborhood things and trying to be like the mayor of my town.
I love
Um, and so I think that worked really well for getting the ball kind of rolling and, getting the one-off like old couple who isn't on social media that loves getting things like that or a little personalized letter.
that.
And then from there, my business kind of very like luckily snowballed, so now I do the marketing and I do the mailers and all the things, but I do have a really good database of clients, friends, and family that trust me and that always, oh my God, you have to use Jackie. So I am very fortunate that way.
I love that. I saw one of your posts and it was talking about like passion over profit. And I love the fact that like you're coming as a human first and a friend and someone
Right,
that
right,
wants to be of service. And,
right.
that's mentality and like just wanting to be like cool and like vibe out and like help out and figure out how you could like solve this problem and get them into their dream home or sell their home. I think it speaks a lot. I think there's a lot of agents, especially like newer agents or agents that are trying to chase a paycheck and you can kind of
Totally.
smell in breath and it's
Oh
not
my
as
God. Always. Yeah.
yeah.
That is probably the biggest thing. And maybe that's why I'm at where I'm at today, because I am very lucky that my husband does have, like, that's the only reason I could do it full time. And even now it's like, okay, going into the holidays, it's a little bit slower than it was this past
Yeah.
like couple months, but
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
okay. And that's part of like, it's almost like leaning into like the slower times, like keep doing your business, keep working on, putting out all of your things to try to keep your business going. But like, it's okay. Like it's just part the time of the year, and I'm very fortunate that way. And I think a lot of the times people, like you said, you can kind of smell the commission breath. And I think when you're not driven by money, that is when it comes. It's like that universal thing, the energy, you know what I mean? So like, I feel like when I'm not pushing, I'm like, you know what, this isn't the home for you. Let's keep looking. I think when they feel that and they're like, okay, she's on my team. She's really looking out for my best interest.
Yes.
The money will come. And I'm sure you see there's like, I'm on these couple like pages on Facebook, like the little like real estate mastermind groups or whatever.
Hmm.
And they're always like, I've been putting mailers out for a week and a half and I haven't seen anything. And it's like, well, obviously, but it takes that kind of stuff takes time. And in the meantime, reach out to your friends and family. Hey, do you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell? I would love if you could put my name out there. Like there's other things you can do, but you really have to be patient, and real estate is not a quick thing. And when you learn that, I think that's when the money starts to, and things like start to fall in your lap.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And that's really good for viewers and listeners out there to take notes on. It's like, take the time, weather the storm, savings is good. Have a little nest egg. Also like to diversify portfolio. I saw on your
Love
Instagram,
that.
you have Airbnb, a Big Bear. So does that also help with like supplementing income to have some type of passive coming in as well?
That was the plan. So I actually recently just sold it, and like completely transparent with viewers and everything.
Okay.
And I ended up, so this is where when you're doing things like that, I do think passive income and having another stream coming in is great.
Mhm.
And I'm full send with Airbnbs, but I actually made the mistake personally, which you have to figure out with Airbnbs, is this going to be for business or is this going to be a personal? And then like, if we end up renting it, the extra money is a bonus. I
Yeah.
went into it, I really wanted it for the business income, but me and my husband I went for a listing appointment in Big Bear, and I ended up like, I kind of love this. It was right next to Snow Summit. It was an impulse purchase.
Right.
A very expensive impulse purchase, but I didn't like, crunching the numbers. I'm sure you said you had some Airbnbs. Like, you
Yeah.
really have to make sure those numbers so that you're profiting whatever the mortgage is or what, all those things have to make sense. And I did not do that in this scenario. So we ended
Mhm.
up using it, not as much as we thought. We weren't renting it as much as we thought. So it was a Airbnb fail,
I
but
know.
we had some very good like family memories, family,
Uh,
vacations and things. We spent all summer up there last year, which is great, but only because it wasn't rented. And I was like, well, we got to, take advantage of this. But
yeah.
for me, I thought my money would be better used somewhere else and like flips and things like that. So we pulled the money out, sold it. But I do really believe in Airbnbs. You just have to make sure you're going into it with whatever mindset. If it's a business, you have to be very strategic and, look at, well, I didn't even look around for the price that I bought for to see if there was a better deal or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Uh,
that was
in-
that's my real estate fail.
hey, I that's awesome because
Full
that we do.
transparency.
And that's where I feel like we can learn from, say, anyone who's viewing and listening from our podcast. It's like, well, if you want to go down that route, like here's just a cliff note. We house hack, so we have a travel trailer that we love and we use, and we're like, hey, put it on the side of the house, and we could just rent it. And then we have a room upstairs, and then we just built out like a studio apartment inside our house. It's kind of an interesting thing. It's like, hold on,
Amazing.
in the middle of the house. Yeah. So it's like 3,300 square foot, 6 bedrooms, 4 bath, 10,000 foot lot. And so we have like it was like a Zen den, kind of like a loft. And we're like, hey, let's close it off. And then we
Right.
had a housemate. We go to the Philippines. My team's international. So I travel with my partner and he's in Oregon. So my family's in California. I'm all over the place. And
Right.
so I'm like, cool, like let's close it up. Let's do something Zen den. So we basically, summer months, Arizona, FYI, viewers listeners, sucks. You're going to get like nothing. Summer. But the other 7.5, 8 months, like we're now going into the hot season for Airbnb. It's great. And
Right.
so the Zen Den we finished about a month ago, and we have 2 month rental for almost 5,000.
That's
And
incredible.
incredible for 2.75 and we're going to be honest here, 2.75 at 1775 a month for this house. Like, okay, now
Done.
the pool's taken care of. The for those guys, the bug guy, the groundskeeper.
Yeah.
you have a larger house, if anyone out there has one, a lot of maintenance. And
Right.
nice to have, those things kind of like taken care of because of the Airbnb. But we're
Really?
actually, and I'm going to do my research now that you told me. North, we want to buy something, and it's called Pine Top, Strawberry, Arizona, Pine Top, Arizona. It's not the
Cool.
tourist, like it's not Flagstaff, it's not Sedona, like those are the like really popular areas. It's just
Right.
more town. And we want to do that. So that's our goal, is to get something we can Airbnb block off, use when we want. And so we'll have to do some additional research. I think Airbnb, not to go down too far this rabbit hole, but I feel like Airbnb more like people want experiences now. They have to be like
Totally.
experience,
And I think finding like the next kind of like a lot of the where is it? Where do they do all the festivals in the desert?
Oh, like Burning Man, there's like that out in like
Yeah.
Vegas.
Oh, Joshua Tree. So like Joshua Tree was like the it thing. Now they're going a little bit more south. And
Yeah.
those are where like, so I think, and this is where like I made the mistake, but now when I do have investors or clients that want to buy a second income property for Airbnb or whatever, like I'm way more educated. And I feel like even with you, like you said, I'm going to do some research, but like, is that area like your next up and coming? Like that's kind of where the research comes in, because that area in Joshua Tree is kind of expanding, but like right on the outskirts of that is where people should be buying, because it's still very close to all these festivals, but the
Yeah.
price is a lot less. And people don't know when they're looking on a map on Airbnb, they're like, oh, it's right here. So they end up booking. But so finding the next, like you said, maybe it's not popular yet, but it will be, and
Yes.
and buying at the right price point, you're going to crush it.
That's exactly the vibe. We're like, oh my God. And it was funny. We were like, there's a place, Early Bird Cafe, and right across the street, they have like gelato. And if you want to do affogato and coffee, what have you.
So
And
cute.
has it, I haven't met her or seen her, but they said, yeah, Adele has a place up here. I was like,
No way.
interesting. Because
There you
Adele
go.
towns. And like, we literally, I would say from San Diego to like there would be like 6-7 hour drive. So it's not like
Right.
crazy. And then to
Yeah.
have that's more small and quaint, which is pretty gold, a good vibe. So yeah, that's a good point.
And I
Finding
think
something.
people love that, like somewhere like off the beaten path. And like you said, like the adventure kind of thing
Yeah,
where there's a little
yeah,
cafe, like love that. That's cool.
just something different. Like our travel trailer, we call it the bungalow oasis.
Ooh,
But
I'm going to have to look these up when we get off the pod.
you over a couple DMs, but we got the pool, and then we have like the whole canvas wall. Looks like you're at the beach, and then the hot tub, and then the barbecue, and then the fire pit. So there's things to do, which is kind of
So
cool.
you let people, when they rent that out, they have access to that part of your house?
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
cool.
So
Amazing.
had a semi-pro cliff diver just stay with us last weekend, and him and his girlfriend were from Texas, and they're like mid late 20s, and there's the wave park down the street, one of the
Oh,
largest
cool.
wave parks in Mesa, Arizona. It's 6 minutes from us. So
Yeah.
then thing with us, and then I'm a car guy, and the one girl, she wants a GTR. I have one, and she's like, oh my God, GTR is so cool. And then we vibed out, and then they're like, we're gonna come back again. And so, and then and then we follow each other on social, and I'm like, oh, that's my hot tub. Like, oh, there's
Yeah.
that's kind of weird. Why are you following them? This and that. I'm
Right.
like, I'm just
That's amazing. Yes.
after guests. It's whatever. That it keeps it interesting and fun. There's of course horror stories with Airbnb too, when you're not home and you rent out one room and then they take over the whole house. But that's for a whole other podcast.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I've had even like our Big Bear place, it's another learning experience, right? Like don't put things that have any sentimental value or that are very expensive. Like I bought a couple Pendleton like throw blankets, and then the next time we came up there to stay, I was like, where did the blankets go? And I'm like, oh my God, somebody stole the blankets. I got these cute little Big Bear coffee mugs. They were all gone. It's kind of a shame, but like it's part of the deal. So another learning experience, something to share with clients and
Mhm.
investor people that are looking to do it. But I actually love the idea of the travel trailer. Like what a fun, like again, another little adventure thing.
Dude, we threw
That's
up
cool.
220 on the side of the house so it can be plugged in, and we just did like a little like clean out, so it's like 4 feet deep, and it literally just everything goes, the waste goes in there. As soon as it gets to a certain point, it's like your toilet, it flushes out and it goes through the clean out of your drain of your kitchen.
Oh, no
And
way.
yeah, of course, neighbors, Karen, she called. No.
Of course.
letters, and it was just like this whole debacle. The trailer's almost in the back of the house. You can't really see it unless you're like really looking in between the two houses to see it in the backyard.
People are so annoying.
God, city came out the whole nine. We're like, we don't have septic. Come on now. This is just a clean out. So that was just like, okay, cool. And then
Right.
hey, everyone out there, like read your bylaws. If you get letters from the HOA, this is just a side note, like see what is null and void or not. Like they try to say all these things like sightline and this and that and blah, blah. I read the bylaws. They haven't been updated since 93. I'm like,
Oh God.
null and void, null and void. I reached out to them and they got to be careful too, because like I'm the type of person that will walk and knock every single door and get them fired. Like I firing this, like
Totally.
like you could do that. You could fire HOA. It's literally
Right.
just like a management company that manages these Airbnbs. It's just
Right.
like, it's ridiculous. So
Right. Yeah. That's good to know though. That's like another thing that you don't, some of the things that you don't know until you're in it or you come across it, just like real estate, right? Like a lot of the stuff they don't tell you about and until it happens, then you're like, okay, now I know. But
Yep.
yeah, that's very good for people to know. Something to look into.
Yes, 100%. And half of like, or more than half is like you take the course and then you get your license for viewers and listeners out there. And you're like, okay, well, what do I do now? And then you got to find that coach to actually like go over contracts and like negotiation, you know,
100%.
how to navigate everything. So yeah.
Right.
But side segment on Airbnb for viewers and listeners out there. And as we pivot, I want to go into content. I want to talk about content, your social media, like how do you like what you put out, why do you put it out? Like you definitely have kind of like this influencer vibe. Like,
oh my gosh, tell me more. Just kidding.
he's like, I have an influencer vibe, but like, you know, you're out there, you're coming out of the G-Wagon, you're on the phone, you're talking about different things, like, you know, the way that you're like, navigating some of the stuff and showing like, you know, it's a little bit of family, a little bit of listings. It's very well-rounded. I think sometimes.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. I think a lot of times either it'll be like, oh, coming soon, just sold, just listed, or it'll be like no listings and just like influencer vibe, or it'll just be like all keep it matters. Please, people out there, do not just put keep it current matters on your
right. I mean, so I've learned, I mean, it's probably almost like 4 or 5 years that I've been using this marketing team. So they help me put together, we film once a month for a couple hours. They help come up with ideas or like, what do you want to do this month? And there's things that worked and now they don't work. Like the tip videos when I first started were kind of, people were more into those, but now it's like, they listen for 5 seconds. Like they can see the analytics on the back end and they're like, nobody's watching this. And I'm like, okay, that's boring. But I did make it a decision, like when I first started, having a personal page versus a business page. And I have them separate on Facebook. But on Instagram, I wanted to keep it the same. And I don't know if it was like Mike Ferry, something way back when. And they said, you know, having the page like 80% business with like 20% family personal sprinkled in so that the main focus is like, this is my business, but like, oh, look at me and my son at the dirt bike track. And so people like those little like sprinkled in highlights. And I think it's important. And also the biggest piece about any of the social media stuff and marketing yourself, I think is you really have to be yourself. I like to like have fun and be silly and poke fun at like myself and like, you know, the stereotypical realtor vibes. So I like that. Some people do not like that. And I get the comments, but I love them. But if you don't want to do like the silly dance videos, don't do the dance videos. If you like giving information that you read in an article, like do that. But like do whatever is like true to you. Because I think that's what people can relate to and they like. And they can tell when you're like phoning it in on these like silly videos or if you're not into it. So I think that is partly what's made it like successful. And then my son loves it. He's a little attention horse. So like he comes in and like pops in and then all of a sudden I get all these likes and comments and DMs and I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe start doing my son like more. So now we're incorporating that, you know what I mean? Like always pivoting, everything's always changing and the algorithm. So it's just like keeping you know, yeah, totally. But But
I love it.
I like it's fun for me. I think it's like keeping it light and having fun. And then, if I close a deal, then we put the just sold, then, mixing it up. I think, like you said, like you don't want all of one thing, all of personal or all of just sold, just coming soon. Like it's boring.
100%. I mean, and just keeping it 100% transparent. Like what I did was I was like, all right, so let's check out Jackie's, go to her page. And like, I was looking for, things to relate on or looking for things that were more like on the personal side. So I can kind of understand your vibe, who you are, family, kids,
Right.
whatever. I have family, kids, whatever. Like, is there common ground there? And I think
Totally.
that helps because I mean, like you said earlier, like you can't be a secret agent. So please, agents out there, like make it public, please. Like
Especially nowadays, like think about when you go, I mean, you're going to go online like to look for a house. Like nobody's opening up the paper anymore and looking for the ads with the,
nope.
they're going to go to Zillow or Google and, homes, or even, I mean, I do this. I was looking for a lymphatic drainage lady. So I went on Instagram, I put like lymphatic drainage Orange County, and like 4 people popped up and I picked one. I'd never done it before and I wanted to try it. So and I think that's how people, like some people have found me on TikTok because they're like real estate agent Orange County. And
Yeah.
however the algorithm, like I'm probably one of the ones that popped up. And so I think that is really important nowadays, and something that if you're not going to lean into it, then you're going to get left behind. And it's a necessary evil for people that do not like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
100%. And that's, you
yeah,
could like, I just got a set of rims powder coated. So it's like you look for the powder coating company and then you look at their other work, or you can get a
totally
tattoo, look at the tattoos that they've done and do you like their work? It's
right,
it's like a visual like resume where you could like
totally.
watch. And it's interesting that someone found you because of Orange County, because what we've been seeing now on the sponsor side, Liftoff Agent sponsors our show, is a lot of like moving to living in type content. So it's like,
Oh,
what's
okay. Yeah.
schools, where's the parks, what is there to do? And like, and instead of it just being like what we're seeing too, instead of just being a listing video, it's like, okay, we start off at like the burger joint down the street. Like, where is the shopping center? And
Love
where
that.
are you shopping next to the actual place? So you're like sitting there taking a juicy bite of this burger, and
Yeah.
you're like here with Bob, the owner at Bob's Burgers, and this is the
Right.
go to when you get 123 Main Street, and then they go to the house and they
Totally.
how far it is. Like that's the vibe these days, I feel like.
I've actually, so the past year and a half, I've done Where's Jackie? And it's a local spotlight video.
Oh,
And it's like local businesses in our area that are either, I try to stick to people that like own the businesses in my like, kind of farm area and then where they're at. But I mean, they're great. And I think a lot of people, and I think the business owners will reciprocate that because I'm giving them free advertising.
oh,
But
dude.
I'm also like letting people know, like you said, like, oh, if I moved to Coto de Casa, right outside the gate, there's this cute little fashion boutique, or there's a massage place, or at Bob's Burger. And I've actually leaned more into that, and I do see more people interacting, and then the business will share it on their page, so I'm getting double the exposure, collaborating with them. So I think it's a win-win for everybody. And in the long run, being the mayor of your town, I think that helps when you're the person that's giving the information and showing people local businesses. So that's been like a win-win for me, and it's fun to like meet people and interact and hear their stories, and they're all your neighbors, so it's great. It's a win-win 100%. And I think that is, if people start doing that in like their listing videos or even just a video on social media, I think that's kind of the trend, and that's what people want to see, especially when you're like in Arizona and you want to move to Orange County. Like, what is there to do? Like, where do I go? Where am I going to shop? And those kind of things are really important.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's what we did. My wife and I were in California 2020. And at the evening time, I would just go on YouTube and I found some guy, he wasn't even a realtor, and he was just like showing like Chandler, and he was showing Gilbert and showing all these different areas. And I was like, okay. And then I started doing some research to find out like what would be like the best place to move to. And I'm
Right.
talking like safety, raising a family, growth rate, stuff like that. And so I was like, all right, Gilbert. And so they say Gilbert's like the next Scottsdale, but for raising a family. It's one of the hot spots for like millennial families, very safe.
Right.
they're not redoing, but they're adding a whole section downtown. So it's like a really cool, if you go out here, there's a place called what is it, Tempe? I think it's I think it might be Tempe Town Lake or something like that. And it's like a whole thing where there's like a giant stage and they have bands and there's Dave and
Oh, no
Buster's,
way.
outdoor shopping, and there's palm trees, and there's misters everywhere, and it's this inside outside vibey spot, and they're going to do something similar like that downtown Gilbert. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So ugliest house in the nicest block, that's that story, right?
Love
Was
that. That's my favorite.
bought it, seen, father-in-law, FaceTime, iPhone, showing us around. Cool, we'll take it. And then boom, next thing you know, it's like, all right, cool. We've like 400,000 in equity,
Oh my God,
just
great.
like
I was just going to ask you that.
41 to like almost 800,000.
Oh my God, amazing. Amazing.
Like, and then it's just like, hey, government, do what you're going to do. We don't care about
We're good.
it. I'm gonna now turn this into a cash cow with his Airbnb stuff. And
I
then,
love that.
and just, making it more of like a staycation. Arizona's kind of like that anyways.
Right,
Um,
right.
And so that's why I feel like, there's a lot of money on the table where I'll just send you the link, and our viewers and listeners too. You got to check out Brad Lee's podcast. And all he does is literally like green screen, iPhone, talks to the camera, finds an article. Oh, Apple's coming out here, semiconductors, blah, blah, blah. There's like one of the largest indoor pickleball facilities going in Scottsdale. And he just talks stuff. He's getting millions of views. I'm like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, lean into what you're comfortable with the like social media stuff, because look, like he's killing it, and all he's doing is like talking about facts.
yeah, what's going on?
For me, that would not work, but for him, crushing it, and it's a personality thing,
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like you need to like go out, like you need to be out, like in the location, vibing out, like showcasing.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So from what you're doing and from what's worked with social media, what would you say was like one of the best things that you've done that's actually like yielded a DM, a closing, a client, like that type of thing?
So this is like separate from that. I'll go this first. A transaction coordinator for realtors. If you're, I want to save the money, like I can do it myself. I didn't even use one until I was like probably like 9 or 10 years in, because that was same thing, like very like controlling. I want to be in charge of all the things. But as soon as I relinquish that, and I mean, she charges, it's like $450 a file.
Yeah.
Game changer. I don't even know what the current contracts look like. Like, if she's on vacation, I'm in trouble. But I should probably like it like opened up so much more time, and like being able to do the things that I enjoy doing, and letting her do the paperwork, files, closing. And then also it's better like liability wise to have a complete file at closing, like all the things are done. Everything goes to my brokerage. So that has been very important. And I feel like if people are trying to save a few bucks, that is not the place to do it. I think definitely investing in that and setting aside money for that is important.
Love that.
And then the other part, like, and also it takes a long time for the social media. Like I didn't start getting people, and I still don't get a ton of people that reach out directly from social media. But the TikTok one was, I got a family from Kansas that was moving out here for a work transfer. And she was looking up just like Orange County, like where to live in Orange County. And she saw one of my videos, and they were in the 2 million price point. And so, and I was like, this can't be real. Like she was DMing me, and then she was texting me, and we were going back and forth, sending her things. And then they flew out here, and I'm like, oh my God, she's real. And oh my God, this came from TikTok. I can't even, it's so weird. Like TikTok, you know what I mean? Like I'm scrolling for hours looking at like dog videos, and this person. So it works when you're consistent and you're doing all the right things. So that was interesting. And they ended up, they moved out here for a little bit. They rented, but then they missed Kansas, so they moved back. But it was a real buyer that I like physically worked with that came from TikTok. So that was very rewarding, and also told me that the money that I'm spending on, using this marketing company and being consistent on social media will pay off.
I love that. No, that's huge. And that's where it's like, you're obviously doing something right to like intrigue the person enough to be like, all right, we're flying out. We're gonna come check it out. We're gonna rent and then see if we
Right.
want. It's pretty dope to have
And
that
to
be.
trust somebody that they met online, is kind of
Yeah,
wild.
that's why I feel like they call it like the parasocial relationship, or that's building, but then like passive prospecting, and it's like it's so interesting that you could do that. You could build know, like, and trust from that perspective, and just keeping it real. Like that's how I met my wife off Instagram. I was like
No
always on.
way. I love that. All the things are coming out today. I love it.
We're just going deep here. So I basically just was like, all right, cool. Like, it was like, oh, you know what? It was a bot. So this is during the time where, and there might be services out there. I don't know. Y'all can look it up, but there'd be like a bot that you can have that can like comment on posts that like
Oh yeah.
stuff, right? Like I'm a big gym guy. I'm a gym rat, and she like was doing a competition for fitness, and she's been on stage like 5 times for bodybuilding, what have you. And so I basically was like, all right, cool. Like she sent me a message, sent a message back, ended up in the DM. She had no idea who I was. It was just a service. We ended up meeting, and I think that what caught her attention was the fact that I was like so transparent, always sharing what I was going through, whatever on stories. And
Yeah.
then gravitated toward each other. And then it was friend zone. They met her twin sister, who's a realtor, and her best friend. They're like, "What do you mean friend zone? Like you're crazy."
Yeah.
This history, I think 8 years now. Got married in
Oh my
2019.
God, amazing.
Crazy, right? The power of social
So
media.
crazy. But I do
It's
think, yeah, like the stories, I think that's where you can have a little bit of flexibility and like posting your workout or what you're doing today or
yeah,
little like moments that you get excited about with your kids. And I think that is people love that stuff. Like it's relatable. You're an actual person. You're not just somebody pushing houses or whatever.
yeah,
I think
100.
that's super cool.
Yeah, I love that. And so yeah, that's why I feel like the stories I love for just being like true to who you are, what's going on behind the scenes. I'm going on this podcast. I'm going on this listing. I'm going to the lake, whatever.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, okay, cool, post a little more polished, the editing, whatever,
Right.
stuff like that. But that's where I feel,
100%.
yeah, right. And then there's like
Yes.
the plan. I feel like, there's just has to be a good blend. Like, so you were talking about before we got on air, I alluded to it earlier, sending out mailers. Like you're going in this direction now. Like what's some of the thoughts behind that, going back to a traditional way of marketing like that?
So I mean, I'm not going to stop the social media marketing company that I pay and work for, but this area that I sold in Corona del Mar, which is one of the most expensive places to live, it's in Newport Beach,
Okay.
in probably all of the country. If you like calculate, there's a couple places in New York, but like CDM is very, very expensive. And I had this listing. I was very blessed. I had a repeat client that let me list it. We sold it for 6.1, or no, sorry, 6.3,
Okay.
which is my biggest listing ever. And I really wanted to keep that like momentum, like use that sale and try to get another one in there. And
Yeah.
this neighborhood is, I mean, they're a little bit older. Obviously, to buy houses at that price point, you have to either have money, old money, bought when they were 500,000 type of deal.
Yeah.
So I felt like, and there's not a lot of homes that come up there. And I didn't see an agent. Obviously, there's like your go-to Newport, like heavy hitter agents, but
Okay.
I didn't see a consistent agent in there. And it's Cameo Shores and Cameo Highlands are the two areas that I kind of am focusing on. So
Yeah.
I'm working with this guy who does the postcard mailers, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it for the next year or two. Once a month, I'm gonna send out mailers that are more geared towards older clients, like older
And
couples that maybe are empty nesters or downsizing, or they have a lot of equity that, maybe they're ready to move to Arizona and downsize and they're done with the Newport life or whatever. So I am now doing that. I've been doing that for 4 months now, or 3 or 4 months. And I'm really targeting that kind of demographic in that neighborhood. And it's just 1,000 homes in that kind of
yeah.
radius of the home that I sold. So I'm trying it and I'm going to see. I mean, it works for a lot of people, but I think like the targeted marketing kind of stuff, that is kind of what I'm going for. And I feel like that demographic is going to be, putting those mailers every time they get, I think would be better than Instagram or TikTok because they're not on it. So I'm giving it a go. And it's the first time I've done mailers in probably 8, 9, 10 years.
Wow. Hey,
Yeah,
good for you. Awesome. I think that it's super smart, like to niche down, and like they say, like the riches are in the niches, but like
totally.
go after target demographic, someone that has a larger home. They don't need all the maintenance, upkeep, what have you. Obviously,
Right.
be a tough pill to swallow because you're like, this is a beautiful area, like close by water, like
Yeah.
what have. But that's where I feel like in California, there's like the Proposition 19, there's
Hmm.
31 exchange, and they could take that profit, put it into another home. Yeah, come out to Arizona. I mean, it's cheap. Like
I got you.
cash. And then you don't you don't have to think about it, which is awesome. And that's where I feel like the tech, I like the tech that ties in with the mailers, like either a QR code that goes to like a website or a landing page with a video, like introducing yourself, stuff like that. I remember
Right.
a while I had an idea to do something on the marketing side that sponsors our show with like a video. Have you ever seen those video postcards that you open it up and it's like a
No.
video? Yeah, you
Oh,
can look at.
yes, I have seen that. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah. Because like imagine like you open it up and it's just like, hey, Jackie here. So I just want to introduce myself. I'm
Oh my God, I love that actually.
a neighbor of yours and thought like, hey, with what's going on in the market and everything else, like is now time to sell. And what could you do? What are your options from 1031 exchange to Proposition 19? Hey, scan that QR code and I'll see you on the other side. You know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
God,
Like,
I'm actually might steal that idea. So good.
because the cool thing is you can, I was looking into them, you can actually, if they're kind of vanilla, you could technically like plug in a USB and then like take your video off and like put like a slideshow of like photos for like family photos.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that.
And like, also this is not going to self-destruct, the, what is it expect? You can go my video off of here and then you can literally turn this into like a photo, like slideshow for
Oh,
your
I
family.
love that. Yeah, and then it's like a little gift with your mailer.
Yeah, 100%. It's a gift.
I
It's a
love
mail.
that.
That like we have to think about like on the tech side, and this is what I nerd out on all the time. On the tech
Yeah.
side is do something that's going to differentiate us, and so it's almost like kind of like a postcard with just a QR code, and it says, "I dare you to scan it," and then they go,
Oh,
they
I
scan
love
it
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to your website or a landing page, and there's a video that pops up, and then like you get to get a second of their time because I feel like stuff like that makes people really like curiosity kills the cat, so it makes them be
Of
like, hmm.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dare I scan this little code? I like that too.
Yeah, yeah. So there's some freebies for you and the viewers and listeners out there. It could be something kind of fun,
Yes.
interesting to do. But yeah, so those are things that I think that like, there's the online, there's the offline, there's so much opportunity. It's like, how do we do those mailers or, whether it's pie giveaway or it's in a gathering or whatever it is offline, and then tie it with your online stuff, and then the
Right.
online stuff. There's like what is a book called like the 7 Triggers to Yes, which says if you do something for someone else, they'll be more inclined to do something back for you. That's where I feel like this whole some prospecting area content type videos really
Right.
like would be like, man, Jackie, you've like gave me so many things to think about. And I tried some of those restaurants and like, man, like I think it's time to sell my house or buy another one.
Yeah, and then
So
you're like top of mind. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right? I think that's like being top of mind and everybody knows a realtor, whether it's a, family member, friend, whatever. So it's being the person that you feel the most comfortable with that's giving you the most at the end of the day. I feel like you're right on.
yeah, 100%. I love that. I love that. So for you and your business, like, what do you like? You see it as something that like you want to scale and grow and like turn it into something like massive, grow a team, or do you like it to be something that's more boutique and something that's more just vibey and then just chill for like where you're at? Like, what do you envision for your company in the future?
You know what? I go back and forth from being like, I am very comfortable and I'm very grateful and I don't want to stress too much. I love the flexibility.
Heck
Like right now, I'm not like super busy. So, like, my son has a football, flag football game on Thursday at 3 o'clock. I can pick him up, go to the game, go out to dinner out. Like, I love that. But then also the competitive side, being in sports, like, I want to be one of the top, I don't need to be the biggest agent in the world or whatever, but I would like to be one of the top few either in my neighborhood. And so I go back and forth, but I have thought about doing a team for years. I just don't know exactly. I would want it to be a small team.
Yeah.
Um, I also would want, if I do start a team, I really want to make sure that I'm adding value to the realtors and I have something to give to
Yeah.
them, not just starting a team to like pump my own ego up. So that's something that I'm already talking to my office about it. And so that's something maybe for next year, 2026 goals. But yeah, I do want to grow. I just don't want it to like be one of those, what do they call it? Like a Disneyland dad, the person who just like pops in and
Uh,
doesn't like, I have one son, so I really want to make sure, and he's already 12. I feel like it's like happening so fast. I want to
huh?
be there. And I think that's the beauty of real estate, but I also do want to keep growing. And,
Yeah.
um, it's not about the money, but it's more about for myself, just growing my business and where I came from and starting from kind of nothing in the real estate world to, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's good for viewers and listeners out there to kind of figure out, like, what do you want? What's your lane? How far do you want to go with it? Not everyone wants to be like a Ryan Serhant, right? Like that comes with
Right.
so much responsibility and pressure, and then you're
Totally.
like point where you're like at the mercy of other people because it's almost
Right.
like they're expecting you to perform,
Exactly.
at that level. Like, what's next? What is he going to do? And that's where I feel like it's like that give and take of like working on your business, working in your business, working on your trying to
Yes.
it, being a mom and being a wife and all the things. And so that's where too I feel like leverage is so beautiful. Like for me on my side, that lift off agents, the marketing agency, we got the team and what have you on that side. And the last piece of things on that side is like the sales department and growing that out and getting that to a point where it's either a little bit automated going on because we have a lot of referral partners and coaches that we work with,
Right.
and
Yeah.
hiring a full-on staff and team. And man, people, with all sometimes.
Oh my God, I totally get that. It's like you're in a position probably where you're having to make these kind of decisions now, and it's very stressful and you're going through it, and you're probably doing the same thing. Like how big, like this is incredible that we have these opportunities. So are we gonna like full send? But that comes with sacrifices for family and extra, time. But like, I feel like if you want to do it, you can. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, do I really want to like full send it? But it comes with stress and
Yeah, I'm gonna take my time. You like the tortoise and the hare story. It's like I
yeah,
think I'm
yeah,
gonna be tortoise. Take my time when doing it. I don't need to get there, tomorrow. But
hmm
full 15,000 agents served is my goal. We're at 500 and I have a team of 20, so that's
amazing.
it's a lot.
Yeah, that's already a lot.
A lot.
Yeah,
And coming off one of our biggest months of the history of the organization, which is huge, and just hired another person like yesterday. And so
amazing.
it's like pinch me, like what the heck, cycle breaker, no father figure, came from nothing, like first entrepreneur, my whole family to do what I'm doing and have the things. My mom's like, what, why? Like,
Yeah.
like, like you need more cars? You need what? Houses? What? I don't understand.
You're like, yes, I do. I need all the things.
Monopoly, if you, like, it's like give it all, then just give it all back. Like whatever. Like, all right,
You're
have fun.
right, right.
Checkmate.
Totally, totally.
I love that. I love that. That's super cool. So I want to encourage all the viewers and listeners to give you a follow. I want to make sure they understand, like, links are down below. Check you out. Check Jackie out. See what she's doing. Follow her journey. Who
Yeah.
knows? If you like her vibe, want to join her team, send her a DM. But what are you working on? What's new? Do you have some cool fun content, some stuff that you're getting ready to maybe put out there with your marketing company you're
Oh
working
my
with?
God. So I do have a really funny video my son did for Halloween coming out. So I'm excited for that, for my media company to post that. Every year I do a community and client appreciation party.
Love it.
So it's for the holidays. And this is part of being, the mayor of your town.
Yeah.
So I have Santa come, we do photos, open bar, food. It's
Wow.
4 hours. I'm hosting it at a country club this year. We always get a great turnout. It doesn't cost anybody anything. It's my gift to my community and clients for their trust and love and all the things. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. So that's coming up. And I don't know anything else like that's super new besides what we kind of already talked about with the mailers and just keeping doing with my marketing and that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited about, videos coming up soon. Like the ones with my son, I look forward to. So I'm excited to seeing how people respond to it.
I think it's a really smart idea, cross pollinate, I think, with different demographics, right? Someone that would relate to him, someone will relate to you, and then you have the best of both worlds and they collide. I mean, you look at some of the, some of the individuals out there, like college kids, what have you, and they post like nothing and it's like 500 likes. You're like, what? How did you get 500 likes on that like selfie?
Right. Right.
Just because of
Totally.
the and their friends and they're all on social whatever Instagram. So I think it's a different type of thing compared to like when you're someone that's whatever, like been there done that, you're this business professional and you're more seasoned. So I don't know, we're not as
Yeah.
hip now. What's going on?
Definitely not as hip anymore.
I'm excited for the viewers and listeners out there. I hope this was helpful to help navigate the process of getting in real estate, thinking about what you want to do in real estate and what do you want to do to diversify. I got some good nuggets, Jackie, from you on the Airbnb thing. Definitely being like slower about what you do and do the research and find out what it looks
Yeah.
like. Up and coming, great ideas with that too. Area content, maybe go back to mailers. I love that.
Yeah. I'll get back to you and tell you if it works or if it's a waste of your money.
Yeah, yeah. I will. It's at Mr. Liftoff. I will. I'll give you a follow on the personal side, and then I'll send you.
Yeah,
I'll send you over a couple of Airbnbs so you can kind of see the vibe, see what we put together with that.
I would love that.
100%. And then if you and the family are ever out in this neck of the woods, my daughter, she's just turned 7. Wife and I, and
Oh,
we had this house to ourselves and plenty of space and room and the whole nine. So yeah, we love to off-road and shoot and go to the desert and have
oh
fun.
my
And
God, I love all those things.
he's all into the dirt bikes and having fun with all that type of stuff too. And so yeah, cars, and it's a lot of fun out here. It's like a staycation.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll have to keep in touch. And as we get closer to the end of the episode, I like to open the floor to you to, golden nugget, a book, something that you want to leave with them to kind of just like put a bow tie on the end of our episode as we finish off the show. Is there anything that you would like to leave with our viewers and listeners and guests today?
I would just say for real estate, there's so many options, and I feel like you can make it whatever you want to make it. Like we were talking about, do you want to be this heavy hitter that, that's your whole life? Or are you a stay-at-home mom that's just looking for extra income? I think that's the beauty of real estate is the options that you have, and you can decide how big you want to grow it or how small, or if, I only want to do 3 or 4 deals a year and you're like happy and content. I think that is one of the things that like really attracted me besides all of the things that I love about real estate, which I really am, there was a difference when I was teaching to versus I love sports. I didn't love teaching. I really love and enjoy almost all the process of real estate. But I do really I love the home piece of it. I love the renovating. I love finding my clients the dream home or helping them sell and, the next. So I think real estate offers a lot of amazing opportunities for people with the flexibility, and you can make it whatever you want. And I think that is really something to, probably why a lot of people get into real estate or later in life, or maybe they're retired and they have some extra time. And I just think it's that's something that a lot of people oh, should I? Yeah, go for it. Make it what you want to make it. I've seen a retired army vet who I think he was in his 50s and he was bored at home. So he got his license, and now the riches are in the niches. He specializes in army and those, oh God, I'm blanking on the name, the loans, the
VAs.
VA loans.
Yeah.
And that's his niche, and he is doing amazing. And I'm it's just so cool that the second half of his life, he has this whole new career and this lease on life. And I think, I think that's the beauty of real estate. And I think people, that's kind of the takeaway, make it what you want and go for it.
It's so true. As long as you're happy, we get so caught up, I feel like, and I do this, and I'm sure people out there can relate to this. You get so caught up comparing yourself. Am I
Totally.
good enough? do I need to be that mega agent? And if they're doing it, why can't I do it? And it's just
Right.
simple, like you said, like, just go out, son's flag football team, game, watch the game, go to dinner, enjoy your family. He's already
Yeah.
well. You don't need to, and maybe as he starts to get older, you can start to get bigger because now you have the time or whatever else.
Totally. Yeah.
I love that, Jackie. I love
I
that. And this,
agree. I agree with that. That's
right?
what it is. Yeah.
So thank you so much. This has been awesome. I appreciate your time today
Yeah.
for us to be able to vibe out. It's cool too, because like we both went into this for the viewers and listeners out there. Like we never met each other before. This is a new opportunity, new time to connect. And it was awesome.
And now we're best friends.
The yellow dress and the blue on the nails, I love it because that's like, this is the colors that
there we go.
The hair, see the yellow with the blue. I'm like, dang, dude, she's already on the lift off. She already on the lift off.
There you go. And you got your like Orange County shirt on today with the vibe.
Out, dude, this has been awesome. Hey, everyone, go follow Jackie, go like, subscribe, check out our other episodes like with Bradley. Check out her journey. Go watch that video with the Halloween video. It'll probably be
it's coming this week. I can't wait.
1 week after, give or take, when Halloween's over. And I'm excited to send you a couple DMs. So I'll show you the Airbnb vibe. And thanks so much.
I'm so excited. Yes, thank you.
Heck yeah. And thank you to all of our viewers and listeners, as it is our intention for you to take things from episode, apply to your business, have more massive success. And we'll see you all on the next one.